Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club, or should I say Jessie Bear Cooking Club, because while I was in Spain visiting my parents, I decided to make sweet potato pudding from the 17th century, and this is a recipe I got from the BBC History magazine, and I really wanted to make because it doesn't contain any added sugar, and my stepdad is a diabetic, so I thought this would be perfect to make. I've got the recipe here. I cut it out. I am very aware I have become an old woman who clips out recipes and saves them in a big folder, but I am going to show you what I did. I had to cut the recipe in half because this recipe is probably to feed 18 people and I was only feeding 3. So without further ado, let's get on. So in this recipe you will need 5 ingredients: sweet potato, softened butter, sweet sherry, ground cinnamon and eggs. Look at all my lovely ingredients. I started by prepping my sweet potato and cutting them into 2-inch pieces and boiling them with water until they were soft and falling apart. I added 2 cinnamon sticks as an extra because I wanted to umph that flavour. I then measured out my sweet sherry and added a little port because I didn't have enough sherry, and I softened my butter out of the fridge in little cubes. I then got my eggs ready, and I had cut this recipe in half, so I used 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk for extra richness. Look at them swirling there, lovely. And as you can see, now my potatoes, well, sweet potatoes, were all ready. And one of the things I was kind of annoyed about was the cinnamon sticks disintegrated a little, so after I drained them I had to pick lots of the cinnamon stick bits out so they didn't end up in the pudding. And then I mashed them with butter and they kind of looked like mashed sweets, which was kind of unappetizing when you're making something sweet, but what the hell, you know, I kept going with it. I was determined to make this work. And then I added the sherry with a little bit of port and didn't really do much. I was worried about the mixture being too wet, but I did trust the recipe and just keep going. It tasted alright, but very bland, so I added a little bit of vanilla extract, which wasn't included in the recipe, but I did it anyway. I also waited for the potatoes to cool just a little before adding the mixed eggs because I wanted to temper the eggs and I did not want them turning into scrambled eggs. When I put them in the oven, that's what they looked like, all ready to go. I was naughty and added a spoonful of brown sugar to the top, so you got that lovely caramel effect, and look at that wiggle. Isn't that a sexy wiggle? And when it came out, it was a very fluffy consistency, very light, as I've said, almost like cheesecake, and it would be passable if you wanted to make maybe a vegan cheesecake. This would be a very good alternative, and we served it with ice cream, hot and cold. As you can see, the dish turned out really nicely, and it kind of had the consistency of cheesecake. That's the best way I can describe it. If I were to make it again, I think I would blitz it, you know, in a food processor or something, because it wasn't lumpy, but it was hard to get completely smooth. So it wasn't completely smooth, but it was still nice. We tried it warm and cold. Warm, it kind of tasted like Christmas. That's the best way I can describe it. Very cinnamony, and you know, we had it with ice cream at Christmas all over. Was much nicer cold. Everyone agreed it was much nicer cold. So if I was to make it again, I would make it the day before and then chill it in the fridge. And it was nice. I also think what I would do would add like a bistoffi base, you know, like bistoffi, the biscuits that taste kind of like you serve with coffee. They don't taste like coffee, but you serve them with coffee and they're delicious. I would definitely do that. And this recipe was originally created by Amanda E. Grant to see what people would have eaten in Shakespearean times, and it was popular in the 17th century in Europe because it was an exotic treat. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little recipe from Jessie Bear Book Club Recipe Corner, and remember to follow me here at my channel for more recipes. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell. Until next time, bye!